They put my daughter on me for skin to skin, and I was like, what is the return policy?
Comedian Angelina Spicer has received rave reviews for her stand-up act about becoming a mother.
PPD, I can explain it. It's what the doctors name it. When you're crying, laugh at the same time with it.
Her daughter is now 4, but she still remembers just how hard those early days were. A dark time that led for her to a diagnosis of postpartum depression.
I just remember feeling confused and afraid, like someone had dropped me off in a prison camp somewhere and told me to survive. I was confused, I was scared, I was exhausted, and then it got worse. The sleep deprivation, the feeling like I lost myself, I couldn't perform, I was too tired, you know, the demands of breastfeeding. It didn't improve for a long time.
In Spicer's case, treatment involved being admitted to a psychiatric ward, a tough subject she doesn't shy away from in her comedy, despite pushback even from her own mother.
My mother was the first person to push back because she thought like, oh, you shouldn't be joking about this. Like you can't, this was a real serious thing. You went to a psychiatric hospital. You were on medication. You could not go home. You were locked. I was like, Mommy, That's the stuff you want to joke about. That's the stuff that's really going to not only heal other people, but heal me.
Spicer is now working on a documentary, inspired, she says, by the many women who've thanked her for putting words to their own struggles with postpartum depression.
It's like the new Me Too movement. People are in comedy clubs like, oh my God, finally someone's talking about it. Finally, me too.
In the U.S., there has been a push for better treatment of postpartum depression. Here in California, that includes a new law requiring medical practitioners to screen all mothers for mental health conditions. Postpartum depression affects women across all socioeconomic levels and races, but like many maternal health issues, affects African American women at a disproportionate rate. Experts say that screening is just the tip of the iceberg and that it's imperative that women diagnosed with postpartum depression are also given easy access to treatment. Clinical psychologist Einav Acourt says Angelina Spicer's comedy is especially effective at tackling the stigma and shame that often surround a postpartum depression diagnosis.
What she's doing, using humor, getting the message out, normalizing it so that they can understand, you know what? Oh, this isn't just baby blues. It's been more than 2 weeks after I delivered. This is interfering with my functioning. It's that kind of communication that we as psychologists, psychiatrists, doctors, we can't do. We just don't have that kind of reach that she does.
Spicer's message is for all women, but she's especially determined to educate other African American women. She says many lack support from family members and mental health professionals, a support network that saved her life, she says, during the worst days of her postpartum depression. Mary McCarthy, CGTN, Los Angeles.